So where exactly would the US national team be without MLS? And deep doo-doo, that's where. How do I know that? Not just by looking at the World Cup, where we had 10 MLS players, some of whom were major contributors, but just look at the latest roster called up by Jurgen Klinsmann for the September 3rd match against the Czech Republic. Because that game is being played in Europe, we see a European-based squad, and that's usually the case in the fall and the winter, so as not to disrupt the MLS teams and the MLS players. But if you look at that roster, and you can find it somewhere on MLSsoccer.com, that roster's not scaring anyone. Look, we're all excited to see players like 18-year-old Emerson Hyndman, who plays at Fulham, or a guy like Rubio Rubin, who's getting starts with Utrecht in the Eredivisie, or even to see how Julian Green is doing on the bench at Bayern Munich. But if you discount the injuries, guys like Aaron Johansson and Terrence Boyd, and the snubs, guys like Sasha Kljestan, for the most part, this is a team made up of players who, if they're in the first division, are not getting much playing time. And if they are playing games, it's happening in the second division or even the third division, as in the case of Joe Zhao at Borussia Dortmund's reserve team. So I think in this World Cup cycle, we're going to see the pendulum swing. In the past, the US national team was made up of a spine of European players with MLS players filling in the gaps. I think in the 4 years leading up to 2018 in Russia, we're going to see the MLS players form the spine, maybe the European players filling in the gaps. It helps to have Clint Dempsey, Michael Bradley, and Jermaine Jones playing in MLS, and for that reason, I would take a US national team made up of players in MLS to beat a US national team made up of players in Europe, even those guys who are not yet healthy. I want to know what you have to think about that. One game, who do you take? The MLS US national teamers or the European ones? Let us know in the comment section below. We'll see you next time on MLS Now.